In the stillness of early dawn, when the world is quiet and the mind is yet to be filled with noise, there lies an ancient story, older than kings, older than empires, older even than the written word. It is not merely a story of heroes and wars, nor of gods and demons. It is the story of you. It is the story of the Mahabharat. To read the Mahabharat is to walk into the mirror of existence. It shows you not what you wish to see, but what you are. It holds up to the human soul a reflection so clear, so merciless, and so full of wisdom that no seeker can remain unchanged after encountering it. It speaks not only of Kurukshetra, but of the battlefield within each of us, the struggle between light and darkness, love and hate, self and shadow. Every verse whispers a secret. Every character is a fragment of consciousness. It is not mythology. It is the psychology of the soul written in poetic eternity. When you read the Mahabharat, you do not merely turn pages, you turn lifetimes. You walk beside kings blinded by pride, warriors torn between duty and desire, mothers who sacrifice, lovers who suffer, sages who see beyond time. You realize that the epic is not about them, it is about you. And that realization, dear seeker, is where your spiritual journey begins. Chapter 1. The Call to Seek. There comes a moment in every seeker's life, a moment of deep restlessness, a whisper within that says, there must be more than this. The world's pleasures no longer satisfy, and the mind begins to thirst for meaning. This inner restlessness is not a curse. It is the soul's first awakening. It was this same awakening that led sages and rishis of ancient India to preserve the Mahabharat, not as a story, but as a manual for the human experience. The Mahabharat is not meant to be believed. It is meant to be realized. When you read it, you will not find saints or sinners. You will find mirrors. Bhishma's vow reflects your attachments. Arjuna's confusion mirrors your hesitation. Draupadi's cry becomes the voice of your soul when it faces injustice. Duryodhana's pride reveals your ego's hunger. Krishna's smile reflects the serenity you seek but have forgotten. Reading the Mahabharat is a form of meditation. It invites you to watch, to observe life unfold without judgment. It teaches that spirituality is not the rejection of the world, but the understanding of it. You realize that truth is not what the scriptures tell you. Truth is what you discover when your heart is open and your mind is silent. The Mahabharat's call is not a call to war, it is a call to awareness. The war is only symbolic. The real Kurukshetra is the mind, the battlefield where reason and emotion collide, where desire fights with discipline, where the ego resists surrender. Each time you turn a page, you are not reading about others, you are uncovering another layer of yourself. And in that unveiling, the seeker begins to see the journey is not outward, it is inward.
Chapter 2. The War Within. When Arjuna stood on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, trembling and torn, he was not the only one facing a war. Every one of us has stood there, at the edge of choice, caught between what is easy and what is right. The Mahabharat tells us that the true Kurukshetra is not on the plains of Hastinapur. It is within you. The arrows, the chariots, the armies, these are metaphors for the inner struggle. The Kauravas represent the forces of ego, greed, anger, and ignorance. The Pandavas are the forces of righteousness, clarity, and truth. And between them stands Arjuna, the seeker, the confused mind, the human heart that wants to do right but is bound by fear and attachment. Every day, this battle happens silently inside us. When your conscience speaks, but your desires shout louder, you are on the battlefield. When you know what must be done, but hesitate because it may cause pain, you are on the battlefield. When your higher self calls for peace, but your ego craves victory, that is Kurukshetra. The war within is the most sacred war of all. It is not fought with weapons, but with awareness. And victory is not when one side wins. It is when both sides dissolve into understanding. Krishna whispers to Arjuna, "Your duty is to act, not to worry about the fruits of action." It sounds simple, yet it is the deepest truth. When you act without expectation, you rise above duality. You become a warrior of light, not against others, but against your own ignorance. Reading the Mahabharata helps you see your own battlefield clearly. It teaches you to fight not out of anger, but out of love for truth. It awakens courage, the courage to face yourself, to question your own motives, and to choose dharma even when it hurts. The Mahabharata is not asking you to win wars outside. It is asking you to end the war within. Chapter 3. Arjuna, the confused mind. Arjuna was no ordinary warrior. He had strength, wisdom, and skill. Yet at the moment of truth, he dropped his bow. He said, "I cannot fight. How can I kill my own kin?" And in that single moment, he became us. For haven't we all stood like Arjuna, paralyzed by doubt, overwhelmed by emotion, lost between heart and mind? Arjuna's confusion was not weakness, it was awakening. It was the point where the seeker meets the truth, the point where the ego begins to crumble. Arjuna's dilemma is spiritual in nature. He represents every human being who wants to walk the path of righteousness but is trapped in attachment. Attachment to people, outcomes, and identity. He says, "I know my duty, but my heart refuses to obey." This is the cry of the human condition. Krishna does not condemn him. He does not say, "Be brave." He says, "Understand." For true courage is not the absence of fear. It is clarity beyond fear. Through Arjuna's questions and Krishna's answers, the Bhagavad Gita is born, the song of divine wisdom within the grand symphony of the Mahabharata. Arjuna learns that confusion is not a sin, it is the doorway to understanding. When you question sincerely, you are already on the path. When you admit you don't know, the teacher appears. And when you surrender, transformation begins. Every seeker must become Arjuna, because only an Arjuna can hear Krishna. Chapter 4. Krishna, the voice of the divine. Krishna is not a character, he is consciousness itself. He stands beside Arjuna, smiling, the charioteer, yet the guide of the entire cosmos. He does not fight, he drives the chariot. He represents that inner voice that leads the soul through confusion, without forcing, without commanding, only guiding. Krishna's wisdom is eternal. He teaches that the path to freedom lies not in running away from the world, but in acting with detachment. He shows Arjuna that the body acts, the mind decides, but the soul simply witnesses. When you read the Mahabharata, Krishna's voice begins to echo within you. It is the same voice that whispers in moments of stillness. Do what is right, not what is comfortable. Speak the truth, even when silence feels safe. Let go, for clinging only brings pain. Krishna teaches that dharma is not about rules, it is about awareness. A rule can change with time and circumstance, but awareness never changes. It is eternal. To read the Mahabharata is to awaken Krishna within yourself. It is to recognize that the divine does not speak from the sky. It speaks from within your heart. When Arjuna finally listens, the battlefield transforms. The noise of war fades, and what remains is silence. The silence of surrender, the silence in which truth reveals itself.